Hey y'all, so in this video we are doing K-tip extensions, and if you can see, the video is just going to be pretty much sped up, but if you can see, my client started off with really short hair. We started off with a bob basically, and this client has also had a Gina curl, and so what she wanted to do, her first install we did curly extensions to match her Gina curl. This time she wanted to try something straight, so she went back and got a Gina straight. She goes to another stylist for that, but we were going to give her a different look. She gave me a little color combo that she liked, and I don't remember who the person was. I'll insert the picture here, for the color inspiration and the style inspiration that she wanted, but we basically just went in and we got her together. So as you can see right now, I'm basically just parting her out. So it's very important that we make sure we have enough leave out so that we can have good coverage with her install. And so if you give me a minute, the video is going to pan back over. Okay. With this install, because she is very high density, it's important to balance the density with K-tips. She's very high density naturally, so her install, we had to go with about 250 grams in order to get a nice full look for her. And really we could have gone a little higher, but I think it was perfect as far as manageability for right now. And if you see me looking kind of over, I'm also like looking at the video while I'm narrating the video, so just bear with me. In this clip, you're not really going to see me doing a whole lot, but I'm basically just going in and I'm doing that heavy side. So the side that she wanted her hair to fall to, I wanted to make sure with this particular install that we started on that side so that we could have enough fullness and we weren't worrying about running out of hair as we went through the install. So basically, we're just doing that full side that she wanted. She usually wears her part pretty stationary. There are times where she like combs it over and just kind of like lets it flow, but for the most part she wears her hair pretty stationary into the side that we put it in. But she does have that versatility if she wants to ever like switch it up. She can't necessarily go from one side part to the next side unless she does like a flip over type method, which that is a thing. Like she can do a really cute flip over method and it would be really nice still, but her actual part where she could part her hair and you see the scalp is going to be on that side that you see me, the opposite side of where you see me working right now. But we're just in right now and I'm just making sure that we get a really good blend, and I will insert another clip where you can see what that side looked like after we finished. But right now we're just kind of speeding through and I started doing her install out throughout the back. So right now, I'm going to just let you watch me kind of put the install in. But in a minute we'll zoom in and you can see exactly how we go about installing K-tips, because y'all, it's professionals need to do it. It should be done by a licensed professional, someone that's been trained in the method. But I do want you to see that it is a pretty simple install type to do. The biggest thing is balance, which is something that you learn with experience, being a hairstylist. But as long as your install is balanced, your parting sizes match the weight of the extension that you're putting on, because you want to make sure that the health of the hair is considered, you're going to be good. But as you can see right here, I'm basically just, I take the extension, I use the heating tool and I melt the bond. And then once the bond is melted, I tap it into the hair and then I roll. If you just watch, you'll see me do it a few more times. That way you can kind of get an idea of how this install is done. It's really simple, guys. These installs last up to, I will say, I used to say up to 7 months, but I primarily focus on healthy hair. And so with most of my clients that have gotten the install, basically they can get about 5 months of wear on average. If your hair is on the fine side, then you're going to be more at about 4 months with your install when wearing this, because we don't want your hair to be damaged. But if you look, see, we're just tapping, and that's just to melt the bond, and we tap it on, and then we roll it on to seal it. It is important while you're wearing your K-tip install that you don't flat iron your hair at the very root, because it is heat sensitive. We apply it with heat, and so that means that heat can also remove the extensions. It's also very important that you have nice clean partings. If you saw just now, basically there was a piece of hair that was like getting caught, and so I had to make sure that that area was clean, because we don't want crosshairs. Crosshairs will basically cause you to have breakage, because those pieces of hair are getting caught, and in order to catch them, you have to pop them. So we don't want to do that. Let's see. Take the bond, we apply it to the hair, we melt the bond, tap, and then we roll. With this roll in particular, we wanted to make sure that the color was very visible, and so we went in heavy with the color right here, and we didn't do every other row like we would usually do as we get towards the top. In this section of the hair, the bonds, we're not concerned about the bonds showing, and on this particular client, she actually has enough density of her own to cover very easily. So she is one that you can move a little further up on the head with your install and not worry about extensions being exposed. So just continue to watch me work and enjoy the final look as we come to the end. I want to do this a few more times so that you can really see how the install is done. And again, this changes slightly from person to person, just depending on the density. There are times where we may cut the bonds down a little smaller if the person's hair is lower density, but this client in particular has very, very high density hair naturally, and so her hair can handle us using the full bond. And also she wanted as much fullness as she could get with the length that she has. We're using 24-inch straight extensions, and we did custom color them to match the color scheme that she wanted, and also her own hair. She has a very unique hair color, so guys, we had to really go in and get a good custom color match going. But as you can see, she's not at risk for anything showing at all. So on everybody, I wouldn't necessarily do that very heavy line of color, but on hers, she can handle it. So again, with this hairstyle, if you're a hairstylist looking to do K-tips, this is a very repetitive install method. It's very repetitive. It can be quite boring if you get bored easily, but the results are so worth it. It's such a beautiful install method. It is the most seamless and most natural looking install that you could have. It's the flattest, like the ponytail is the flattest of the install methods. I was a braider years ago, so I kind of built a tolerance for like repetitive styles that take a while. I was a braider back when micro braids was a thing, and so I have no problem with like putting in that time to be consistent with the install and taking my time. When I first started doing K-tips, it used to take me about 8 to 10 hours to do, because I was so just so overly analytical about making sure I had clean partings and making sure everything was perfectly done, and I still am, but I have picked up my speed a lot. Now my installs are typically between 4 to 5 hours, usually max, start to finish. So that includes like the shampoo, the press, and the install. So I'm proud of my time. I do know stylists that take 2 hours, but I also know that some stylists don't necessarily go fully up the head either. So it just depends on what the client is looking for, and that'll determine like how long an install will take. For someone that's not going as high density, she has a high density install. Her install is actually between the length, the density, and the color. Her install usually runs between $2,300 and $2,700, depending on everything that we're doing. But really the prices increase with the length, because the longer the hair is, the more extensions you have to put in to balance the weight. And because her hair is so thick, it requires a lot more in the install in order to make it look good. Because if not, you'll just have short pieces sticking out, and we don't want that. We want it to be believable. We want it to look as if it's growing from her scalp. We don't want it to be detectable. That's the point. Luxury is undetectable. So as we get closer to this side, I realize that the camera is a little less visible because my arm is in the way. But if you want to continue to just kind of watch, as you can see, it's repetition. Repetition is key with this hairstyle. But for some of my finer texture clients who also have length, so if you're fine textured and you also have length, your install may not take quite as long. When your hair is shorter, you have to do more to blend out that line of demarcation. And so a lot of my clients that do get this style, they do have shorter hair, and they're in the process of growing their hair out. So this is also an amazing style if you're looking to grow your hair out, because it's just one that seamlessly transitions, and you just can't tell that your hair is short if it's installed properly. My average install starts at $16.99, and all of my prices include the hair. So on average, anywhere between 14 and 18 inches is $16.99. If you're going longer than 18 inches, then you bump up to tier 2. And tier 2 starts at $19.99. And that includes your price, that includes your treatments, and that includes your install and your hair. Tap, tap, tap again. We're gonna tap with our finger, and then we're gonna roll. Just a little 1, 2, 1, 2. I really think that this is an install method that a lot more stylists should learn to do, because my clients that have been wearing them consistently, their hair has grown tremendously. But beyond the hair growth, they have access to their scalp. It is the most natural install that you will get. The absolute most natural and the flattest. Everybody loves the ponytail. I think people get it just for the ponytail. The bonds are undetectable. You don't see any of them when you're wearing it styled. It's quite amazing that extensions can look as natural as KTips do. One of the reasons that I love KTips so much more than the other extension methods is because it doesn't come out of your hair with like products. So it's sealed to your hair. And so basically, with tape extensions, the hair may slip because of product that you use. Microlink extensions, the same thing. Although you want to still avoid extremely heavy products, you want to avoid greasy products, you want to avoid products that have alcohol bases. KTips don't slip out. They will grow out with your hair. You can break the bond down over time with improper products and putting product directly on the bonds, but they don't slip out like some of the other methods. So we're just going to finish her up. I'm going fast again, and we're going to finish her up, and then we're going to curl her and style her, and she's going to be on the way. And at the end, you'll see a few pictures that she took as well. Sometimes once you get finished, you might notice that you want to add some more in different areas. I think we did go back in and add some more to fill out her bottom area that we left out, because she again has that really thick short hair, so we wanted to make sure it was as seamless as possible. But we're just curling her up now. She just wanted some body curls, nothing serious, like just simple, very natural get up and go hair. And this is her brushed out. As you can see, everything blends absolutely beautifully. You would never know she had extensions. I do include with my KTip extension appointments, my clients get a special brush that I recommend that they use when they have their install. And what it does is it just kind of brushes their hair perfectly. Like if you see the blend, like you don't know that she has short, bob length, thick hair. Like you would never know that that was her situation. And I think that is absolutely stunning. It came out almost exactly like the inspiration picture that she sent me color-wise. She wanted a little bit more blonde this time when we did her curling install. She didn't have as much of a blonde hair, so that was like her focus this time. She had a look that she wanted, and I think we matched it very well. So y'all know I have to get all my pictures for social media, so I'm just walking around, getting the angles, showing her her finished product, showing her the hair colors that we used. So now we're gonna do her ponytail. And y'all, the ponytail is the best part. It is the absolute best. Oh my God. Look at that, y'all. You can't tell me that's not her hair. And of course, the more she wears it and the more oily her natural hair becomes, because her natural oils will come out, all of those little flyaway pieces will just seamlessly go in. I'm a stickler for not weighing the hair down, especially in the beginning. So I didn't put additional oils in her hair because there's no need for that. But by the time she ties her hair down the first night or two, that will be gone. And this is her wearing her hair. She absolutely loves it. Beautiful install. And that's the end. So that's all, guys. If you like what you saw, if you're interested in having your KTips done, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're in the South Carolina area, Charleston, Summerville, North Charleston, feel free to book an appointment. See you soon.